Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of This Is Why I'm Sober. My name is Chris,
I'm Abby Rose.
and we just want to say welcome back and thank you so much, everybody out there, for all the support. We are just constantly, getting messages from you guys out there, just sharing how much you appreciate what we're doing, and yeah, I mean, from the bottom of our hearts, from the bottom of my heart, just thank you. This is obviously all brand new for Abby and I, and so we're just learning the ropes, and we're just trying to do the best we can here. But at the end of the day, we're sharing our message, and we're sharing our stories, we're sharing our hope, and hopefully, somebody out there that's listening one day to us will, really just feel supported. And so, yeah, please keep up with the feedback. We absolutely appreciate it. And yeah, it just gives us motivation to keep doing this, and keep it real, and just keep spreading hope and resilience and recovery. So, how are you doing tonight, Abby?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm tired. It's cold.
Same. Yes.
Um, really cold outside. Looking at the
Yeah.
snow right now, but
My
hey, it's
door was
all good.
frozen shut when I was trying to go get my kid. I had to like pull it open.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, you know what? It's middle of February, and it's finally snowing.
About
So,
time we got some snow.
right. So I'll take it. It's all good. I'm not complaining.
Better.
Yeah, but yeah, so well, first things first, just wanted to just, do another quick shout out. This is why I'm sobershop.com. Abby and I have been working very hard over the last several weeks to get the the doors open. And we're having a soft open on Saturday, February 21st at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Yes.
Well, look at that, Abby. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that amazing hoodie that you're wearing?
So I'm glad you noticed. It is, this is why I'm sober, part of our sober and mystical line. If you go on there, then Chris has been awesomely just putting them into categories, which I love this. I love what we're creating with it. We've got multiple different options for you. Which one are you wearing? You're wearing sober in the streets, I see. I can tell from the top part there. So
So
I'm,
this is yes, this is sober in this one of the many options of sober in the streets. This is why I'm
yeah.
sober. Very
Yes.
graffiti style. I'm also wearing a hat that says this is why I'm sober
Love it. It
right
looks so
here.
good. Yes,
Yeah.
and my sweater is a crop top style, ladies, if you
Hey,
like, or men,
all right.
anybody. It's crop
Look at
top.
that. Look at that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, I guess since we're doing some cheap shameless plugs right now, I might as well plug something else that I'm super proud of.
Oh
This
my
is
gosh,
my
the bag. Yes, that is so cool. That looks so good.
my
I
graffiti
have never
bag.
have even imagined.
Yeah, I know. I'm so stoked. It's bigger. It's bigger
Yeah.
than I thought it was going to be. Super high quality. But yeah, all
Yay.
of this and more you can get on. This is why I'm sober. This is why this is why I'm sober. This is why
I'm sure this is why.
I'm.com. We're gonna have a soft open Saturday 10 a.m. We're gonna stay open. Just we only have a limited capacity of what we can afford to sell, which sounds really weird and whatever. But we'll be open for hopefully a couple of hours, and feel free to check it out, buy some stuff, support us, support the recovery community here in the Four Corners region of the world, and just support sobriety, recovery in general. And
Yay.
even if you are not a person who struggles with addiction or has struggled with addiction or is in recovery, and you just support the support all of us that are in recovery. There is a collection on the website as well, called Sober and Strength, and it's for our sober allies. So even if you don't want to be, going out and having a glass of wine or a beer with a "This is why I'm sober" shirt on, because that might make you feel weird. Um, you can wear a shirt that says something like "I see your strength" or "It's a great day to be a friend." So just keep that in mind. But
Yay. Something for
yeah,
everybody.
yes, 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 yes. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get into it. And I don't know if it's just because it is so cold and I'm so tired, but I'm just feeling a little wild tonight, right? And so I was thinking tonight maybe we could talk about, I don't know, like a night or a day or an experience that we had, while we were pretty deep in it. Where at the time, maybe it would seem like, just one of those crazy wild nights. It's like, oh, this is going to go down in history as like one of the best nights ever. It's so fun. And so I can't believe we did that, blah, 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 all the bullshit that comes with those things. So maybe we could talk
Hmm.
about just one of those nights, that, you know, obviously is probably still funny to this day. However, um, maybe we could also just talk about in retrospect and looking back on these kind of nights while we're in recovery, while now that we're sober, like um,
Yeah.
what the fuck, like what
Right.
actually what actually was going on? What the hell was that? Who the fuck was I? And
Yes.
what have I learned? Right.
Right.
Yeah, I guess with that said, Abby, please, if you have any stories that come to mind, we would love to
There is quite a few that come to my mind, especially
hear.
after you're saying all that. I'm like trying to pick the one for tonight.
Yeah,
What do
so
we have
hard.
time for?
Thousands of stories,
I'm just
I'm
pull
sure.
one out of my hat here.
Right?
Um, yeah. So I think what I will share tonight. Oh, also, disclaimer, we're going to be talking about some wild things, and this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. We're not condoning any of this. We're not at all suggesting any of this,
Mm-mm.
and certainly not trying to get you activated to where it hurts your heart to hear. So if you get triggered easily, just know you're going to probably hear some things about me that you don't love from my own mouth. So. That being said, there was a time I was with a friend and I was living in Vegas. She was living in the town over in Utah and she came to get me and we went to California to visit her friend that she had stayed in contact with. Anyway, backstory doesn't matter. Matters is we were going to California for the day, I think. I don't think we even slept there. We were just there for the day. And maybe we slept there. I don't feel like we did. Who knows? Lots of drugs and alcohol,
It's,
guys.
it already sounds like a great story when you can't even remember if you were there or not.
Like, how was I there? I definitely was there. Definitely, maybe we did sleep because we did a lot. Like, if we were only there for a day, we did a fucking lot for just one day. So I feel like there's a chance we stayed the night, but I don't know at this time.
Cool.
Um, in my defense, it was like 16 years ago, but I we went to the beach, we were doing all the things. I was having so much fun. Of course, I was drinking the whole time. And it got later in the day. I remember it was just my usual like loosey-goosey fun, get drunk and do whatever. Like I was just a yes girl, like I've mentioned before. And I was outside and my friend and her friend were off like doing their thing. And I was by myself drunk and I'm like, there's people outside smoking cigarettes. And I was like, hey, like, what's going on? And so it's like all men. And they like invite me up to their room. And I'm like, yeah, let's go. Like, so I get up there and I end up in the bathroom with like five of them. And they're smoking weed. And I'm like smoking and just talking and like, da, da, da. And all of a sudden they have ecstasy. And they're like, you want some? And I'm like, yes, of course I do. So I get one. And then I'm outside smoking a cigarette with everybody. And my friend like sees me from the balcony and she's like, "What are you doing? Get down here right now!" Like with strangers, like shit-faced drunk, right? And I'm like, "Oh shit." So I'm like, "Okay, I gotta go, guys. Sorry." Which I mean, thank God they were gentlemen and they weren't like,
Yeah. I'll be
murdering
honest with
me.
you. I wasn't quite sure the direction this story was going.
You're like, and this is why there's a disclaimer. Yeah, no,
Okay.
it definitely could have ended in 800 horrible ways.
Yeah.
Instead, it ended with me going back to my friend's house. I start drinking some more, and I completely forget that I took ecstasy. Like, I
Yep.
completely forget because I'm still partying, right? I'm getting fresh with people I shouldn't be getting fresh with. I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh God, like I just have a flashback to putting the ecstasy into my mouth, and I'm like, oh, oh God,
Did
my
I do
friend.
that?
Right? Like, and it was like hours. I'm like, it's oh shit, like this shit's starting to kick, and I'm like, I'm supposed to drive us home that night because
Oh
apparently that's
God.
because my friend had a conference in Vegas the next day, and so I'm supposed to be the one that drives us home, right? And so I'm like, yeah, I'll sober up by then, it'll be fine. Wrong. I stopped drinking at a certain time to like get quote unquote safe to drive.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I mean, definitely like if you're familiar at all with other things, it can like be a process of like how your body metabolizes it, etc. And I didn't want my friend to know because she was very, shout out girl, if you're watching this, I don't know if you even care what I do in my life now. Probably fucking hate me and it's fine. But like probably deserve it. Um, but I didn't want her to know what I did with those strangers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I probably should have been like, bro. Um, But I ended up, again, not condoning any of this, and allegedly this may have happened, where I just put on some good music because they were sleeping. It was like 2 in the morning by the time we left. So it was kind of honestly the same never mind. But I was awake, I was like dancing, I was very like, you know, and it was just one of those times like I got us back and it was great. And I had a great time by myself. Like they were sleeping and I was just like having a good time. But it's one of those things I look back and I'm like, oh my fucking irresponsible, right? Like I shouldn't have done any of that for sure. Um, but I wasn't my best self. I wasn't the best friend of I could be in that situation. I wasn't a friend to myself. Um, I might have caught, I don't even know if like issues were caused between the neighbors because I've, like, who knows? But
Yeah.
I didn't tell. It wasn't until years later I told my friend that lives in, I think I told you if you're watching this, bud, but that like, hey, by the way, that's why I was acting a little crazy. And it was because I was on some other alternatives. I didn't realize, but I laughed about it for so many years and it's still funny to me. Like, and I'm still grateful that I'm alive. I'm so grateful that I didn't end up in fucking jail or the bottom of a ditch or whatever. Like literally, I don't remember one female in that house. It was all very tall, big men. Like, and like they were like again, really cool. They shared their drugs with me. It was nice. But my guardian angels have had their hands full with me. And again, I was very reckless and I really just thought I had 800 lives, honestly. And I did. I don't know how. I did have a lot of lives. Thank heavens. But yeah, that was a pretty wild time. Good
Yeah.
memories though, for the most
I mean,
part.
it's kind of what I was thinking about when I just even thought about just talking about this stuff tonight is I guess at least for myself, like I'm like strong enough in my recovery that I can like think back on those stories and laugh about them, right?
Mhm.
But then like also take a second to be like, holy shit. I mean,
Oh,
like,
and I carried a lot of shame with it for a long time too.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know? I had to
yeah,
really release that shame.
yeah. And maybe the comedic aspect of it is just like a coping mechanism to like, actually like come face to face with some of these crazy crazy fucking things that we've done. But
Yeah.
yeah, for instance, in the story you just shared, like, yeah, that could have ended horribly in like 1,000 different ways. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
my
Oh
gosh,
yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
it was a barreling train down the tracks from the
Yeah,
get-go.
right. I mean,
The
you
minute I
cruise.
started drinking, I was like, yeah, we're in California. Can't
Yeah,
drive later. Like,
yeah. Well, it just goes to show just how easily like inhibitions just completely like go to the wayside when
right.
you just start drinking, especially when you have an addict brain like you and I have. Like, it's not oh, I'm gonna have a couple of beers and like be cool. It's like I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go hard and I'm just going to keep going, right? And then
Hmm.
and we find ourselves in these crazy situations like
Yeah.
um but yeah, I mean, my gosh, what a that's a hell of a story. And I mean, really glad you made it back alive.
Same. Thank you.
Wow.
Because I mean, even with just the lights of cars, like it was just it was a lot.
Yeah.
And and the thing with like drinking too, and you're like, I've waited long enough that I'm like good to drive, but like on a scale of being good to drive and being good to drive, like there's so many times that I've justified my abilities too,
Oh
right? And it's
yeah.
frightening.
Yeah.
Um, and so grateful that it's never ended the worst that it could.
Yeah.
Not always the best, but not the worst.
Well, and it just, I mean, that's the manipulative power of like the addict brain, right? Like always, like I was always talking myself into all these into just crazy situations. Like, it's gonna be fine. Like I'm okay to drive. I'm okay to hang out with these people. Like I'm okay to like take this pill that I have no fucking clue what it is. Like it's just, um, yeah, it's just it's mind-boggling how the manipulation, the self-manipulation, right? Not even to mention like the manipulation that I like, just laid across everyone that that came across my path in life, just was just all about just me, get what I need. And I don't give a fuck what I need to do to get there. Right. And I mean, um, and you said, 900 lives. It's like, yeah, I don't, that's the only reason why that I'm alive today is because I at least have that. Like, my God.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, like we were just talking about how it's like we don't want to die now while we're young still after we're finally sober and almost died 8 zillion times. Like I don't want to fucking die yet. Like I've made it this far and I got sober. Let me live.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, glad you learned
Yeah,
from
same. Very, very grateful.
that
Grateful that's
experience.
just a memory now. It's not my
Yeah.
everyday.
Yeah. And just to be able to reflect on that and be like, yeah, it was scary. It was crazy at the time. It wasn't. It's funny, blah, blah, blah. But like, yeah, now, wow. Right. Like,
And all the times of stressing my friends the fuck out, right? Like that is a big thing of looking back and seeing how many times I stress people out because I just didn't care and I was just out and doing my thing and didn't give a fuck what happened to me. And they're like, "Where's Abby?" Fuck, like that's just
no,
one friend I'm talking about. This has happened to there's so many people that know past versions of me that were probably so annoyed at me all the time because they're like, Abby disappeared. Oh, she's on top of that skyscraper. Oh, she just jumped into a van with strangers. Like, just
yeah,
didn't care. And
just
poor them to have to be like, oh God, like what are
right.
we gonna do with
No,
her?
she's at it again. Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, oh.
Yeah, the selfishness of addiction is, man, I don't even know how I was able to hold on to friends, I mean,
Right.
um, but I'm sure I've got plenty of enemies as well because of that. So,
Same, same. I'm sure that they're like, oh, she's doing a podcast because
yeah,
like
right.
time I saw her, I know, and I'll talk about it. I'll tell you right now. And I wasn't the best. I wasn't the greatest friend. I wasn't even great to myself.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yep.
Thank
Well,
heavens we have free will and can evolve and not stay who we've always been.
yes, excellent point. Excellent point for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
What wild time comes to your mind, though?
oh, again, get the Rolodex.
Right? Let me just
Just,
pop
yeah,
one out of
right. Just whatever one the wheel of craziness lands on.
Yeah.
I guess really, the one that kind of pops into my mind the most is, and I'm going to be very vague to keep, to have respect for others and things like that. But, I was living in San Francisco and one of my favorite bands in the whole world was in town. And so I think I bought like 5 or 6 tickets and just invited invited, a bunch of people.
Can I
People I
ask
had, what's that?
can I ask which band?
Old Crow Medicine Show.
Oh, cool. Fun, fun.
So they were playing at the Fillmore, and so my good buddy and I, we started drinking like way early in the morning, like like 8 a.m. We started drinking Irish coffees, and which just devolved into shots and things like that. And then there were yeah, like four other people that joined us there. And what's funny about the story, to me at least, is like these people, like we were friends with them, but we didn't really like hang out with them. We never certainly like didn't like go drinking with them or anything like that before. So it was a very eclectic group that we were all at the show. And so by the time the show, we get into the Fillmore, and my buddy and I are, I mean, we're gonzo, but you're just still rocking and rolling. I mean, that's just, again, that addict brain, just go, 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 go. And so we get in there, and one of my friends who showed up, and she was just like the sweetest like human being, one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life. And just she wasn't a big drinker and things like that, but what's so funny is we got in there, we were like, kind of like sloppily counting up the cash that we had to like go buy drinks at the bar and stuff. And she's like, "Oh, you guys don't have to worry about it." And she like opened up her purse, and there was like, there must have been 15 or 20 shooters in her purse. And we were like, "What?" Because they like patted us down and stuff, but she's so innocent that they like didn't even like think to look in her
Like
purse.
she can have anything.
Right. Yeah, no, go ahead, go ahead. And so we're sitting, the band started, and I mean, we're just throwing these things down. And so throughout the course of the night, we just like some of these friends that are trying to keep up with my buddy and I, like they're just dropping off. Like one of the guys, he just gonzo. His girlfriend has to, they run out, they jump in a taxi and just take off at some point. Don't really know. I was with my partner at the time, the ex, well, obviously ex-girlfriend now, but like she was my girlfriend at the time, and she was a big drinker too. And so so she was keeping up with us. This girl, this girl, the sweet innocent girl who brought the shots, and she was trying to keep up with us. But it just started getting real hazy, right? And so, yada yada. A lot of different things happened that night. We After the show, we ended up getting kicked out of a couple different bars and things like that. But what makes this just so crazy this night is we were like walking up some street in San Francisco. We were in the Divisadero neighborhood. That's all I know. And I mean, we are all just gonzo at this point. And so my buddy is like way up front. My girlfriend is ahead of us, and she's like so wasted that she's walking, but she's like leaning up against like this, like it was like garage wall, right? So she's just leaning. And so me and this other girl were like standing, we're like walking behind. And as we're walking, I'm like watching my girlfriend. She's maybe like 15 feet ahead of me, and she just disappears, like spontaneous combustion. Like I mean, just
Oh
gone.
God.
And so and I'm just my whole world's like whoa, 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 you know what I mean? And so I have
Yeah.
no idea what's going on. And so I look at it, and I'm like walk up to where she was, she's gone, and I'm like, what the hell? And so I'm like feeling around the wall because she was leaning against the wall. And it's really all I knew. And so feeling, and there's like I can feel like different like texture of the wall. It was like stucco, and then there wasn't. And I started looking, and it was like a door. It was like a trap door. And I'm like, and I can hear her, and she's like, help, help. And so I'm like, what the actual fuck, right? So I'm like, stand back, babe, I'm gonna get you. So I like run halfway to the street, and I just come bull rushing this door, and just blast through this thing, right? And this door just breaks, and she's like, and there's like this crazy like cavernous hallway that's like going down underneath the building with like it's like classic like swinging like one light, you know what I mean? And it looks like I don't this looks like a horror movie.
Yeah.
So
It's
I'm
the
like,
path you don't want to go down.
no. So I like pull the door out, and I'm holding the door, and she's just like laying on this like concrete like path. And I'm like, get out of there. And I'm like thinking this is like some crazy like,
They're
you
gonna
know,
get you.
how many like, I mean, people are trapped down here, you know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah,
sitting
that's how
there,
they
and
get you.
right? And so because of all this commotion, there was like above, because the way the Divisadero is like garage, and then all the apartments are above. And so all of a sudden, all these people are like screaming, like, yeah, and this has got to be two or three in the morning. These people are they're having a big party upstairs, and so they're like screaming, like, yeah, I have no idea what they're yelling, but I'm like, yeah, I saved her life, bro, all this stuff. And so she comes walking out, and then out of nowhere, this guy, like this old guy, like comes running across the street, and he's got a wife beater and like whitey tidies on, and he's just like, my door, my fucking door, you
Oh
broke my
no.
door. And I'm like, oh, and I hand him the door, and I'm like, here's your door, bro. And I just grab her, and we all just take off running, right? And so we somehow end up at my friend, the sweet girl with the purse with the booze. We somehow find her place, right? And so we were like, okay, like my girlfriend, she needs to get into bed because she at this point, like I'm just carrying her. And so we get to the apartment, and my friend who was drinking all day long, he's like, I'll just wait right down here. And so he like sits down in like a bike rack, like next to a bike rack. And I'm like, I'll be right down in a minute, bro. And so we start walking up the stairs. I don't know how many flights of stairs in this apartment building. And we get up there, and my friend, she's got her key, and she's like doing this, like trying to like find the keyhole, and it's like scratching against the door and stuff. And out of nowhere, the door opens, and it's just this some lady. And she's just like, what the fuck are you doing? It wasn't her apartment, right? And so we're like, just, and like,
Oh
and
no.
so we
The
some and
night that
I don't know,
never ends.
somehow, yeah, like she was trying to get break into the wrong apartment. When we finally get to like her apartment, and
Oh,
I put her down on some, like I think I just took some couch cushions off on the floor and put it there, right? And so we're standing there in the kitchen, and we're like, and me and my this girl were like talking and stuff, and the inhibitions, the wada yada, like we start talking, and it's fairly intimate, right? Like we start having like a very inappropriate conversation, considering my girlfriend is in the room and her boyfriend is in the other room, right?
right.
And so, without details and anything like that, like he ends up walking out, and we're like drinking more, of course. We're drinking wine. It's, at this point, it's like 5 or 6 in the morning. And so he
Mhm.
comes out, and he's like, what the fuck? And this and that. And I'm like, later, bro. Right. Just not giving you shit at all.
Right.
And so, then, so I leave, and I go downstairs, and at this point, like the sun is out, and I'm like yelling my friend's name. I'm like, "Where are you? Where are you?" And I'm like, he's gone. I have no idea where I'm at. Like, I have no idea how I'm gonna get home. Like, no clue. I'm just like, my world is just spinning. And then I hear just like somebody shuffling around in the bike rack, and he's like somehow he passed out in the bike rack. So I came up, and he was so pissed at me. He's like, "You fucking dick! You left me here. It's been like 3 hours." I'm like, "No, it's not, bro. It's been like 10 minutes." And he's like, "Dude, it's like 6 in the morning." And like, oh, right. And so anyway, so he and I just went and got breakfast, and
He's like, all right, we'll go eat some food.
yeah, and eventually, like a couple hours later, I don't know, we actually just went out after breakfast and just started drinking again, because at this point I was like 8 in the morning,
Naturally.
and bars were starting to open in San Francisco, and
Right.
so and so my girlfriend's calling, and there was a big fallout between like me and my other friend. I mean, it was just it yada yada. It was just an absolutely
Ooh.
crazy night, and it was like one of those nights where me and my friend were like, "So epic, bro! This was the greatest night!" Ha ha ha! All this stuff, and
Like, was it when you look back, right?
yeah, and I start looking back on it, and it's like, wow, man, like I can laugh about it now, and for a long time, especially when I was like, still drinking and deep in my addiction, like it was amusing, but like what the hell? Like, I mean, first of all, like there's nobody should ever be able to drink that much for that long, right?
Right.
um Two, like putting my other friends, like it's so much risk, putting my girlfriend at the time it's at risk. Like we were just so vulnerable, because I mean literally anybody could have came up and kidnapped us, or
Exactly. When you're
or
that out of
robbed
your
us.
mind and you
Yeah,
just
like,
think you're in control of your life, but you're just out fucking.
right. How on earth we didn't have the cops chasing us around? I mean, if
Right.
the cops would have shown up, we would have run. Like we'd have had charges out the ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
the infidelity, because it's like we weren't necessarily like physically, but we were definitely like saying things to each
Getting a
other.
little
We were
cozy.
expressing some that I and I know she was completely blacked out. She had no idea what she was doing, but I wasn't. Like I was still because of this fucking brain I have, I was still like functioning and coherent. Like, so I remember most of the night, but
Yeah.
and it's just this, yeah, like again, just this selfishness. Like it was just all about me, me, me. Like I'm just gonna push, 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 and I don't care what friends are gonna fall, like fall. I guess literally and figuratively fall, into like dark cavernous, holes in the
Right.
earth.
Through the door.
Right. But
Well, and I relate so much to that whole, you go out, the sun's up, you're gonna go get breakfast, and they're like, hey, the bars are open. Let's
yeah,
just go to the bar and we'll just start this whole fucking shenanigans all over again. Like,
just nonstop.
slow. Like,
Right. Yeah, like
yeah,
nonstop. And it's like I don't know how. I just don't know how I survived. That's one story of like hundreds, and I
yeah,
just don't know how on earth I survived. And I mean, I know I've lost friends. I know I lost a couple friends that night because they were just like, "Fuck this guy, like he's way too nuts,"
yeah,
And but I didn't care, and I didn't care. I mean, now in retrospect, I look back and I'm like, man, I mean, obviously, I don't live in shoulda, coulda, wouldas, but would have done things differently.
oh, absolutely. And you think of, the bridges that did just like uh, blow up because of our choices. And it's like, I can look back now and be like, okay, I respect the decision for these people to make space from me because I
Yeah,
wasn't a healthy
no,
presence in their life because I was just wanting to get fucked up.
yeah.
Like it's,
Yeah. That's just yeah, and I mean, I guess I'm just so grateful that I had such patient friends, and
yeah,
put up with my bullshit because that's really all I did. In this wake of destruction I've left in my life, it was just all bullshit. And
right. I hear
luckily I
you.
still have a few that are here and there, but I guess,
Yeah.
you know, but
Yeah, and I'm glad that you do, and I'm glad that you made it through that night and all of the crazy nights. Like thank goodness that you can be here and spread that hope and that just the message that it's never too late. Like
yeah,
there's so much things we can do that are fun and wild and not blackout or
yeah,
totally, you know,
yeah,
just eating the addiction monster. So
yeah. And I guess anybody out there listening, if you've gone through or going through some really dark times that at the time, seem fun and happy and stuff, like when you eventually start realizing that it's all bullshit, like it's okay. Like it's okay. Like we don't live in the past. We
yeah,
take the rearview mirrors off and
do not steep in the shame. It's okay. Like you would
learn,
have done differently if you were who you are today, but you weren't.
yeah, learn from our past and just keep our eyes in the future. So
Yeah,
yeah,
snaps to that.
yeah, oh yeah. But anyway, well, I'm thinking that we're probably just about out of time.
We are. Yep, we've got about 4 minutes. So,
Oh, 4 minutes. Okay, that's actually longer than I thought. Well, anyway, yeah. So, again, I think it's healthy to look back and laugh about things as long as we can reflect and kind of sit in that, and
yeah.
just and I think that just telling these stories, to people who are listening, I think it's important to know that, like, yeah, like we all go through some major, bullshit in our life, and we cause a lot of destruction, but we can't ruminate, we can't dwell. We just got to keep moving forward and learn. And yeah, so if anybody out there is kind of going through some crazy shit, like there's hope, and it's about resilience, and just keep moving forward. So
Yes, don't give up on yourself. Don't think that you're the world's worst person. I promise that was just one tiny story I grabbed out of the hat where there's
mhm.
so many times of just ridiculousness, and I don't have to look back on my decisions anymore with wishing I mean, I might wish I could be a little less socially awkward sometimes, but it's not like, oh fuck, I really like that person didn't deserve that, or I didn't,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
need to spend all of that here, or like I know you, Chris, you would have never, if you would have broke somebody's door, you would have been mortified. You'd have been like, oh my
oh
gosh, how can I fix it? Like, let's go to the store right now.
yeah,
Just, oh, just
yeah,
we do things like me, like coming on to my friend when I shouldn't have been, and then I was like, oh, it's because, realizing what I was. Anyway, it's just the things that we would never do with who we really are as core at our
yeah,
core. And addiction just kind of separates us from our potential. And
Yep.
Again, that doesn't mean that we're stuck in it. We don't have to stay
Nope.
in addiction forever.
No. Constant growth. Right.
Yeah.
So,
And again, it's not good. Life does not get perfect. We talked about that last week. Life does not get perfect when we get sober,
no.
but we learn how to get through the imperfections. We learn how to get through each day and how to make different choices because I don't know about you, but me personally, just reminding myself these things, then when I even get to those moments where I'm like, I really want a drink right now, or, just really being triggered with alcohol, I would just have to think about a few of the things, just pull a
Yeah.
few of them out for my memory recollection to be like, and that's what we unlock there. So we're
Yeah.
not going to, because I'm a blackout drunk. There's things I remember, the stories I will share to be the things I remember, but I also remember a lot of times of people telling me what happened the
Oh
next
God.
day, fucking hating it, or like
Mm.
having picture receipts or friends wanting to fucking beat my ass. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm so fucking sorry. Like, what the fuck did I do? And then it's like, they don't know if I really did black out or not. And it's like, why would I have done that if I
Yeah.
fucking knew what I was doing? Like, but it's just a big conglomerate of fuckery that I've had to spend years detangling. And so remembering it and looking back on it just helps me remember why I need to continue to be broken up from alcohol. So
Yes.
that
Yes.
being said, we are to less than a minute now.
Okay. Right on. Well, thank you so much for sharing tonight,
Thank you
Abby.
for sharing too, Chris.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, as always, it's just such a pleasure to be doing this podcast with you. And to anybody out
Likewise.
there listening and watching, thank you again for everything, for the support, for the love. We are not going anywhere. We're going to keep doing this every week. And yeah, just keep following, keep liking, keep sharing. And yeah, we appreciate you.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Well, have a great night. Bye bye.